This one is about child abuse, mostly in situations where you are being abused by somebody you know. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't try to get help in a certain way. Um, Even if you're being abused or have been abused or assaulted by somebody you don't know, it just means that this video is most specifically right now, since I have to make videos about specific things. This video is most specifically about people who, especially children, who are being abused by people you know, like a parent. First of all, any form of abuse is not uncommon. It happens all the time, and it happens under a lot of y'all's noses, because you actually know that it's going on. And you brag about how you would be the first person to step forward and make it stop, but actually it goes on all over the place. Your relatives come over, your brother comes over with his kids, and you can tell that he's abusing them, and you don't do a goddamn thing. You might even help cover for him a little bit. I know all of this stuff from personal experience, in addition to talking to, I don't know how many hundreds or thousands, that is, of people on the internet over the years, mostly through email or IM type communication, like Yahoo Messenger, that sort of thing. And the abuse is just going on everywhere, and the supporters of the abuse are frequently people who say that they would fight abuse. There's nothing unusual about it, so get used to the reality. Anyway, if you, what I wanted to get into mostly was this: if you're a kid, I'm trying to help. I'm not a happy face type messenger here. I'm just trying to get the information to you. You got to be tough when you're being abused. Let's say, just as an example, you're being sexually abused by your father. There's nothing unusual about this. And yes, it's wrong. And your father is going to be making up a lot of excuses for abusing you. Sexually, like that you like it and you always liked it and you liked it when you were a little baby and all that kind of stuff. Well, the hell with him. He's in a position where he can horribly, seriously, and severely abuse you. And he needs to be stopped. And don't expect your mother to believe you. I put the believe in quotes. Don't expect your mother to believe you or act like she believes you. This is the important thing. It's just like the police when they make a false arrest. When the police make a false arrest and they arrest you instead of the person that attacked you, they pretend that they don't believe you. It's that simple. They don't just make a false accusation, yell in your face, and falsify a police report and throw you in jail. They also pretend that they don't believe you, so that when you go to court or you go to a lawyer, if you get lucky enough to be able to go to court or get a lawyer, they want you to tell the court or the lawyer that they didn't believe you, as opposed to telling the court or a lawyer that they pretended not to believe you or that they acted like they didn't believe you. There's a difference between when people believe you and when they pretend to believe you, or when they don't believe you and they pretend not to believe you. This is all very common, all of it actually. And this is one of the reasons why child abuse is rampant. Just like any other form of abuse, they say they're going to go after it. They say we're cracking down. They say we're going to fix it. And your presidents and your governors and your mayors and your police captains brag about all the things that they're going to do, and your city council and all that. Well, they may be going home and do it themselves. There's nothing unusual about that either. It happens all the time, 24 hours a day, worldwide. Wherever you go in the world, people are sexually abusing their own children. And that's among all the other crimes that are going on. And yes, your other parent and your aunts and uncles and all this and that will most likely take the abuser's side against you. Not every time, but most likely they will. And the moment you realize that somebody is either not believing you or acting like they don't believe you, that's it. Can it? Stop it, in other words. Make it stop. You stop. What am I saying here? I'm trying to make it clear for the kids, and I'm making it less clear. But I know what I'm talking about. I'm just not always expressing it right. Anyway, you tell somebody, they act like they don't believe you, whether or not you know that they do believe you or don't believe you. If they even act like they do not believe you, then stop telling them. Because not only will they shut you down or shut you off, but they may very well spread it around that you're a liar and a phony and you never were any good and all that kind of crap. They may side with your parents. I was only able to, for the most part, there were a few occasions, but not, I didn't go to anybody of any particular authority while I was still too young to take care of myself. And I was never directly sexually abused, but I was abused in other ways, and I had some real sick parents, sicker than yours in their own way. And they were very skilled at what they did and covering it up and making me look bad. Anyway, I didn't start telling anybody that could actually do anything about it until many, many, many years later. But by that time, I could have, gone to a lawyer and gone to court about it. But what they like to do is damage you so badly. And also, here's another thing. I don't have a script now, by the way. I don't have a script, so I'm not speaking as articulately and coherently as I do sometimes. And I'm on the spot right now. I'm making a video. So it's not like that I'm reading off a script or basically I don't like to make too many videos. I try to make it raw and spontaneous right off the bat, right now, and just do it without a lot of editing, or hopefully without any editing at all, which is what I usually do. I forget what the hell the other thing I was going to say is, but anyway, I know exactly what the hell I'm talking about. My delivery isn't the best, but I'm awful sharp. And I am not much of a liar. I do have to, I guess you could say, lie about certain things in a way, just like I used to have to when I was a little kid. I couldn't just walk up to my parents and say, I hate your guts, fuck you, and one day I'm either going to kill you or beat the crap out of you real bad and damage you permanently, or go to the police or go to the lawyer or whatever. I couldn't just do that, and neither can you. So there are certain situations in which the 100% truth is not a good thing. It's a good thing, though, to be as honest as you can be and don't embellish things. Don't make things up to make the person that is abusing you look worse. Don't make things up. Just tell the truth about it. Because that way later you won't have to tap dance back and forth over your own lies. You won't have to cover your lies. You won't have to remember that you lied, what you lied, how you lied, and what kind of a personality, what kind of an attitude you should take when you're talking about that subject that you lied about. You can just tell them straight out. And as I basically said, if they don't believe you or act like they don't believe you, the hell with them. Get away from them. You don't have to confront them if you don't want to. As a matter of fact, here's what's cool. You don't ever actually have to confront anything about, or anybody, excuse me. You don't ever have to confront anybody about anything ever. That is up to you. That is not up to other people calling you a coward and saying you don't got enough guts to report it, and because of you, he went on to molest other people. That's their problem. You didn't do it. You didn't encourage it. You're not a party to it. You're not accessory to it. You're not guilty. I've had lots of stuff done to me, and I've seen lots of stuff done to people because people do shit in front of me because I'm a scrawny, frail-looking guy, and people do shit in front of little guys that don't know, that look like they're not going to do anything, or look scared, or look like they can't protect themselves. And there's a lot of things that I can't report because the way that I've been treated by the police in general, not every time, but in general, is pretty horrific. It could have been worse. I admit it could have gone a lot worse for me, but I had bad things happen to me because of the police. Bad things, and things that went on for years and years and years. So you got to be careful with the police too. Some cops, you'll get lucky, you get a good cop and they're great. And other times the cop will do the dirtiest, you talk about coward, dirty, backstabbing coward. The cops are also capable of doing any crime that you can think of, including the same abuse that your parents did, or asking you to recite the sexual abuse over and over again so they can get off on it. And if that doesn't make any sense because you never heard that term, they basically get sexual pleasure out of hearing you talk about all the horrible things that were done. And don't ever think that anything is beyond people's meanness. People are capable of anything. I got to cut this right now.